Welcome to Movie Community College. I am the professor, and I'm going to react to probably the most savage video that I've ever seen. If you get queasy or uncomfortable with conflict, you should probably not watch this video. But I'm going to watch it and react to it and share my opinion about it, because this is something that I've been thinking about doing for a while, is like a documentary about reaction channels, reaction videos, where they come from. You know, and what's the fascination with them, because it's not just Indian Bollywood trailers, if you will. You can find this all through time. I mean, you go to the Muppet Show and you can see the Peanut Gallery, and people enjoyed watching the Peanut Gallery react to what they saw on stage. It was funny. Mystery Science 3000, right? Hilarious show. All they're doing is reacting to what they're seeing. And again, I'm going to watch this and react to it, and I'll give you my honest opinion, because that's what I do. And let's go ahead and get into it.
The trend with reaction channels from the Indian context started close to 3 to 4 years ago. The concept of reacting to Bollywood movie trailers was more or less absent compared to what was happening in the English market around 8 years ago with channels like Fine Bros, making it a separate category on YouTube itself. You know, I remember in 2016 experimenting with the idea of reacting to film content on the channel, and precisely why I stopped doing it. Despite it, for the channel's growth, would have catapulted its numbers, but would have lost what the channel is known for now. A safe space for genuine conversation about films, not to tune into what time I laugh hysterically on a Houseful 4 trailer. This video is not intended to dispute the existence of these channels or me being a hater for their obvious success, but analyzing why they are popular and how this digital imperialism has very categorically and unknowingly seeped into the subconscious of the Indian market, and we didn't even realize it. All due to the creators being good performers and landing on the gold mine.
Wrong.
That is, focusing on
Map's
content
wrong.
revolving around 1.4 billion people. Why do we tune in? The reason for the success of reaction channels beyond this Indian context, which I will come to later, is that it captures the immediate human emotion or response of a particular work of art. There's something pure about seeing something for the first time and capturing it on camera. This is precisely why surprise videos of American soldiers coming back from years of service or reunion videos do so well. It's capturing a true raw emotion. One of the most viral reaction videos before the trend really took off was when in 2014, people recorded themselves viewing the Red Wedding episode from Game of Thrones. The pure horror with which people were blindsided became human emotion gold caught on camera. The trend and purity of that emotion resonated with so many people that the Burlington Bar viewing party of every Game of Thrones episode became essential viewing of every Game of Thrones fan, to see whether people just like them had the same reaction. Remember, these are fans, individuals who know the shows in and out, the characters and the storyline, all coming from a love for the show. But what has changed? Why am I making this video? Transformative content. See, when it comes to reaction channels and how they have created their own ecosystem, the essential feature that needs to exist for their videos is that they have to be transformative in nature. So for example, when Simon reacts to a vlogger called Gaurav Zone, it's intended to call out the ignorance of the creator, something beyond just watching the content, dissecting it and providing something new. When a dank Rishu reacts to Mumbaikar Nikhil, it's intended to tell people that these creators we have put on a pedestal should not be immune to criticism. When I see the trailer of Student of the Year 2, I call out the creators for questioning our intelligence, unlike this.
Well, no, but it's also the action going on.
Yeah, the action looked cool.
Which brings me to the most important point about these foreign reaction channels, especially pertaining to Indian cinema. Origin, and they will never be critical. See, the creators currently who are doing solid numbers reacting to everything under the sky pertaining to India have only stumbled upon India. The moment it clicked, and we have a billion of us looking at them starry-eyed as they see the content we have loved for decades, they're like, wow, this really works. So we might as well jump on the bandwagon till it lasts. The content is not coming from their genuine interest towards Indian cinema, but what mathematically worked wonders for them on the platform. They haven't grown up with our cinema. They don't know the intricate details when it comes to the heartland stories from the country or the history behind certain iconic films. It is all motivated from the fact that people will click on a video. With all due respect to Jaby and his team, even when they react to movies from the USA, something that they have grown up watching and have insight, knowledge, and something new to provide in terms of information, they never have had soaring numbers and the engagement has been extremely low. So when simply reacting to Indian cinema suddenly gets you millions of views, you will ride that train as long as people stay interested. It doesn't come from genuinely loving Indian cinema, it just comes from the fact that it worked. The fascinating part is you will most definitely all the time notice that they will never really share their true feelings of the piece of art because there is a genuine fear in offending the people who have stumbled upon their channel. The fear of losing the subscriber base due to having an unpopular opinion is tenfold. So even when a Race 3 trailer is being viewed, they will tell you it looks badass.
A bunch of good looking people do some awesome stunts, kick some serious ass.
When an ignorant opinion about Zakir Hussain gets called out, the creator has to backtrack and apologize for having that misinformed opinion. Beyond them always tiptoeing from saying what they truly feel, clear case of Indian content for them just being a business.
This is like India's Crouching Tiger in a way.
What truly made me sick in the stomach was that it's so obvious that it's just business for them. Especially during this time we lost Irfan Khan and Rishi Kapoor. See, I understand one thing that you have to work and make a living, but my god, have they just milked the demise of some of our most beloved stars and just posted video after video as if they have loved Rishi Kapoor since he first featured in Mera Naam Joker. This sudden love for the actor is not a homage in any way, but just a way to ride the train as their loss is still fresh in everyone's memory. The impact that these actors have had on us is deeply personal. At least I know for TRP viewers it is. But to see them pretend to care and post video after video, I mean, to each his own, but it's super suspect. Someone shared screenshots with me of a super popular creator I can't name who does reaction videos, and they compared themselves to news channels and said, why don't you call them out too? They do the same thing. In many ways admitting to having the same inhumane business practices of news channels, milking situations till the hype dissipates. What makes no sense to me, at least when it comes to reaction channels, is that it is not enough just to react to Indian films and web series content. It has to go above and beyond and even focus on stand-up comedy. There is absolutely nothing new provided from this stand-up comedy viewing other than just laughing out loud and trying to relate to comedians specifically doing bits which many times only an Indian audience will get. I'll provide you an example. Steven Crowder is a political commentator, but beyond his political leaning, he once reacted to Amy Schumer's Netflix special. And this entire video was dedicated on dissecting how fast Schumer would transition to make the stand-up routine about her lady parts. A dig at Schumer's stance of not wanting to be judged for her physical appearance but having her entire set be about exactly that.
Yeah. It makes guys seem like absolute trash bags. Like they don't care at all. They just do whatever they want sexually. But then she just talked about pushing someone off a cliff for not eating out her vagina. She's the guy she accuses all the guys of being.
You know, dissecting it, providing something new beyond just laughing and trying to relate, as Rahul Subramaniam talks about Bangalore. There was a time where Jack's Films called out this creator called Jinx, who would provide nothing in terms of constructive commentary and just play the entire video on his channel. And Jack's Films, as a reaction, reacted to his reaction and mockingly did exactly the same thing. But this snippet perfectly sums up exactly what I think of some of these videos.
Pretty brilliant how you play the entire video in your channel. It's like it's a one-stop shop. Why bother going to my channel to watch that video when you can just watch that and your reaction?
Is it necessary to react to everything? Everything that becomes popular on the trending YouTube India page? Even drone shots of what India looks like during lockdown? Really? Our obsession, their advantage, and it's just a performance. There is definitely a sense of confirmation bias that comes as a justifiable explanation to me for our obsession with foreign reaction channels. The confirmation bias pertains to wanting to listen to opinions that confirm your previously existing beliefs. You knew the trailer of Andhadhun was iconic, so you want to see whether people mimic the same reaction as you as they record themselves watching the trailer. If they are foreigners, the curiosity increases tenfold because it provides you an opinion of a person who is getting introduced to this Hindi cinema world. This provides them even a competitive advantage as they get the benefit of the doubt. Indians are extremely critical of other Indians. When an opinion of a film is given by me and someone disagrees or corrects me, the guidance is usually provided in this tone. Just fuck off, tried and refuse prod. The movie is amazing, so just shove up your English review up your ass and get lost. Because it is assumed that I should know better. but because foreigners come from a point of no knowledge and their content isn't actually motivated from the love of Indian cinema, we educate them and recommend them to react to 10 other videos, all from the goodness of our heart. Unlike भिखारी भोसड़ी सल्लू भाई का टॉयलेट साफ कर, ज्यादा पैसे मिलता है, मुंह दिखा दे भोसड़ी के. The trend will live on without much guidance or new information provided. I think I've covered everything. Let me know what you think of this entire ecosystem and our obsession with it.
अगर मैं पैंडर करूं इस ऑडियंस को तो ये मुझे ज़्यादा देखेंगे. इसलिए आप जो नोटिस करोगे वो ये होता है कि इंसान ऑनेस्ट रिव्यू नहीं दे रहा, वो डरा हुआ रिव्यू दे रहा है कि अगर उसको ऑनेस्ट में गलती से भी एक नेगेटिव पॉइंट बताना है तो वो ऐसे प्रेजेंट कर रहा है आपको कि कहीं से भी आपको बुरा ना लग जाए.
And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you think.
Savage. Let's start with that. Savage video. Here, being a reactor, kind of, I guess. If you asked if I was a reactor, I would say I'm probably more of a commentator. But whatever. Tomato, right? Here's what I will say about what I saw there and what about the video. I know a lot of the reactors. I've interacted with a lot of them. And what I will tell you is a lot of the reactors who are smaller in number than I am are very decent, genuine people who have kind of stumbled onto this because it is popular. And they're trying to figure out what they're doing. And they're kind and they're gracious and they're nice. There are some channels, not all of them, but some channels that are bigger than us, that are just douchey. They're not nice people. You wouldn't want to hang out with them. Not all of them, but some of them. Some of them are very nice. When I was starting out, Jaby was very helpful in explaining some things to me about copyright and what to do about copyright issues. I appreciate that. I really do. That was kind. He didn't have to do that. But there are other channels that just they're not genuine. Let's say that. So I think the premise of this video is correct, that there is a genre that has sprung up, an ecosystem. I like the word he said, ecosystem. That's kind of what we are. An ecosystem that is not genuine. They view this as a way of getting notoriety, fame. So that's one thing I think he's right about. One thing I think he's wrong about is to say that this is digital colonialism. Digital colonialism? That is offensive to me. And that's offensive because when you look at the history of Winston Churchill and colonialism in India, 350 million Indians are dead because of that. That's a lot. Right? I mean, you think about World War II. And I know in America everybody gets very emotional and moved on the fact that there were 6 million Jews that were executed in World War II. 6 million, that's a lot. But nobody told us in America that 26 million Russians died fighting the Germans. Whoa, 26 million? That's a lot too. And then nobody ever told me that 350 million Indians died underneath British occupation. I did a little documentary, if you will, about Winston Churchill and the atrocities that he did to India. That's colonialism. This is not colonialism. This is me doing this video is not enslaving India in a digital platform. So I take issue with that. One of the things that I see a lot, because we all have haters, I went and read the comments, and the comments were hilarious on there. And there were some people hating and some people defending both parties, you know. One of the things that are thrown at me is I'm just in it for the money. Why are you giving your money to this guy, to this white guy? I mean, those are the common criticisms of our channel. Who's giving us money? This bothers me because we don't have a Patreon. I made a decision not to go Patreon because I feel like this is a hobby. I have a job that pays my bills, that takes care of the Warrior Queen. I'm not going to insult you with the Patreon saying, no. I'm Shubham, I'm sorry. If you want a reaction, you have to go to Patreon and pay $1.35, and once that money clears, I'll react to your video. I don't do that. I'm on a path of 108 points, man. I'm on something different, right? I'm into learning the culture. Now, in the video, he said a lot of it, and he prefaced this, which is true. There's a formula that works. Don't criticize. One of the things that we do a lot is we criticize, and we pay a price for it in subscribers, right? In views, because there are things in past videos where I have said I think SRK is overrated. Not that he's a bad actor, he's overrated. He is like Tom Cruise. Sometimes you can put him in a movie and there's good writing, a good supporting cast, good directing, and SRK looks like $1 million. And there are other times, if not everything is lined up, it's terrible. He gives a terrible performance. Now, there are some actors I've never seen a terrible performance from. I've never seen a terrible performance from Irfan Khan. I've never seen a terrible performance from Amitabh Bachchan. But I have from SRK. We've also said Salman Khan should be in prison. And I don't really do his movies because of him as a person. The things that happen in his life, I just think are disrespectful to the Indian people. So there are channels that are negative about things. We had a video, probably our most popular video, where it was a satire video where we made fun of Balakrishna until he threatened to sue me, and we had to take it down. And now it's just locked up in archive. I can't show it anywhere. But it was hilarious. We had a great time with it. But he did preface in the video the formula for the channels that are working, that are getting the huge numbers. Another comment that comes across a lot is, you're just doing this for views. Does Penn Studio do something and say, I hope nobody ever watches this? Does Marvel Studio ever make a Marvel film and say, I hope nobody watches this? It's just the stupidest thing I ever heard. You do, yeah, I do this for views. I want you to watch it. I'm sharing a piece of who I am. I'm looking forward to the exchange. I want to learn more, right? I think when you look at reaction channels, this medium of Bollywood reaction has a shelf life on it. And I remember when we transitioned into this from comic books, a young Indian man said, Professor, you should do this. Instead of comic books, you should do Bollywood films. And we did Bollywood films. And I remember the first trailer I did was Sholay, and I saw a scene where Amitabh Bachchan, who is holding hands with his co-star, and I made a joke about it, and everybody got really upset about it. And I realized, I got the culture wrong. I need to learn more about the culture. So I took that reaction down and said I need to learn more. And so that's what I've been spending my time doing, is trying to learn more about the culture. But looking at the other reaction channels, just doing reactions based on Bollywood trailers, that's just not that's really not who we are. We tend to react to things that maybe are military or patriotic or uplifting. I personally have an issue with lifting up an industry that Dawood has a hand in, that is constantly trying to destroy the Indian society. So we made a decision to try to learn more about the culture and do videos about that. And so you'll see the travel videos, you'll see the food videos, you'll see videos about the politicians, you'll see videos about circumstances, you'll see videos about the epics. Because I think for me, and I can just only speak for myself, I want to understand the culture more, and I want to get more into commentary, because I think reaction videos that are just on the Bollywood trailers has a shelf life and it's going to go away. I think what is coming is something that I call the white lash. That there's going to be a backlash against white reactors because it's like not cool, like we gotta send them out. And I would rather just do commentary. I'd rather learn about a subject, tell you what I think about it, read the comments to see how close I am to it, and then go and examine my point of reference to it. But this video was pretty savage. It was pretty savage. I think it brought up some good points. It's interesting to go and read the comments in the video on their page about it. And it's definitely not for the thin-skinned reaction channel. I would love to hear your thoughts on it in the comments. So do me a favor, will you? Will you please comment down there what you think about this? And I can't wait. I gotta render up Ramyan in episode 62. I'll catch you guys later. Peace and much love.